Hello, and thank you for stopping by a Friday night edition of Pop My Collar, the Massachusetts Beer Reviews channel of YouTube. And I'm trying to look good, but whatever. It's Friday night. And I'm Thomas Meadow 75 for your Massachusetts Beer Reviews. And yeah, we're going to drink a mother frickin' Massachusetts beer. Canned at 50 Thompson Place. No, that is their location, 50 Thompson Place in Boston, Mass. This was canned on 110 Shumoot Road. If you don't know where that is in the town of Canton, Massachusetts by now, you surely should, because I'm drinking Trillium. And this is one of the most iconic, if not the most iconic Trillium beer there is. It is called Congress Street IPA, coming in at 7.2% alcohol by volume, and canned on the 15th of January 2019. So few days ago, 3 of them ago. And I acquired a 4-pack of several Trillium beers, one of which was Congress Street yesterday on the 17th of January 2019. So this is not even a week old Congress Street right here. According to TrilliumBrewing.com's website, they say, quote, for Congress Street IPA, our flagship American IPA highlights the distinctively aromatic Australian Galaxy hop. The nose bursts with pine, citrus, rind, melon, and pineapple. Pronounced flavors of peach, clementine, and tropical fruits are accentuated with moderate bitterness and balanced by a light biscuity malt character. And that malt character is coming from two-row barley, American two-row barley, white wheat malt, C15 dextrin, and dextrose. Galaxy hops are the star, and they also are using Columbus. So I'm looking really forward to trying this beer and reviewing it for the viewers on YouTube. I every time I get to Trillium and they have the beer, or I see that on the TrilliumBrewing.com website for what's available in Canton, Massachusetts, if they have it, I'm going to buy it, because for me, this is a world-class New England style IPA, and it's one that I will rarely, if ever, get tired of. And sure, many people are enamored with these New England style IPAs, and that's what sort of gets a lot of love and praise these days. But when it looks like this, you're going to be enticed by it. At least I am. And I mean, yeah, orange juice in a glass. Obviously hazy for days. It has that chill haze, New England style chill haze to it, with a bright white head, some popping and fizzing, sure. And it just looks like your morning OJ pineapple juice in a glass. So Tropicana right there. Let's get a nose on the Congress Street. I mean, look at that head. It is amazing, guys. Yeah, this is what beer from New England smells like for damn sure, guys. I am getting a nice sweet bready malt to it, a nice white bread with the accents of that wheat grain in there, that wheat malt, for sure. Definitely a clean, sort of a water smell to it. There is a little bit of the onion garlicky dankness, but it's not, what I like about it is it's not just a resinous, oily mess in the nose. So it doesn't taste like it's going to go down that route. However, Galaxy hops do have a pretty high oil level. You're going to get all of your tropical juicy notes with a Galaxy hop, and not much of like a floral hop or a very spicy note. So you get the three fruits I like to talk about: grapefruit, lots of grapefruit and pineapple, and some orangey notes, even some lemony notes or like mangoes in the background. There is a little bit of the yeast character, lending it to its spicier note in the nose, and sometimes with these unfiltered beers, that is what I can get out of yeast. But yeah, that is a pleasant nose without going over the top on that. We get all that goodness out of there. So, Congress Street India Pale Ale. Cheers, everybody. And this is first beer of the day. It's got a very creamy, velvety, smooth texture about the beer, which thank you to white wheat malt to give us that mouthfeel. Head is extremely creamy as well. Still getting at the end, or just to round out the beer, I am noticing that white wheat malt and the sweet bready, white bready malt is kind of Pilsner crackery like in its nature. Definitely a lot of pineapple in this one. A lot of grapefruit, but more pineapple for me. I'm getting an orangey kick and an orangey sensation. Could even be a touch of a lemoniness, but it's mainly grapefruit and the pineapple. There is Trillium doesn't tell you about IBUs, but there is a considerable bitterness to this one. However, it's a pretty dry finishing beer, a little bit on the oily side, just a tiny bit sticky, not really resinous, not really like you're drinking pine sap. And again, the yeast is giving me a spicier note to it in the finish. It's a hearty, full-bodied beer. I would say it's a straight-up medium. For me, the drinkability is, at least in my eyes, it's astronomically high. So I could drink this beer anytime I want a beer. It is that good. Now, for the Trilliums that I've had, and I've had a lot of different Trilliums, as probably the people on this channel know, is it as like ridiculously smooth and almost, excuse me, is it as ridiculously smooth and just pure orange juice or just pure fruit juice and smoothie milkshake like compared to other beers out there like Treehouse IPAs and Orange Julius and their Treehouse Haze, their double IPA? No, not really. However, what I do really appreciate about a lot of the Trillium beers and Congress Street in particular is it doesn't make any, there's nothing about the beer that's trying to mask the fact that it is still beer. You still get a ton of the yeast. You still get a ton of the malt, obviously the hops, and it's not very watery, but I guess kind of like water, it is crisp, clean, and refreshing as all hell. So without going too overboard on the rating, I think what I'm getting here, this being 3 days old, now that I'm thinking about it with that yeasty component, is I'm getting really ripe, green, herbaceous sort of qualities from these hops being so fresh and this beer being so fresh. So that's why a lot of people like to buy these style of beers and maybe let them sit for a week or two, and then some of that really upfront ripe green herbaceous note kind of dies down a little bit. So that's why I can't give it the absolute top score in the known universe, just because of that particular aspect to most of the Trillium styles. But I can certainly give this a 95. Trying to give a bias aside, but this is the beer. I had Heady Topper before Trillium. Go figure that somehow. As my first introduction into New England style IPAs and New England style double IPAs, the juicier side of things. But this is the one that really got me interested in, okay, I think I have a love for this beer style. And I get what they're trying to go for. You're definitely with the New England style, you're getting more characteristics of beyond the bitterness that hops can provide, which is really what's great about it. Hops, water, yeast, and malt traditionally are what's being used in just IPAs. However, in straight IPAs, as Michael Komaroff from Brooklyn, New York, on this channel would say. But a lot of companies are using lactic sugar, lactose to give it a fruity milkshake smoothie kind of a feel. But this is just not even apologizing for the fact that it's also got a really yeasty, bready, malty character to go with all that. It's not just straight orange juice. And where's the other ingredients in my beer? So a 95 is perfectly appropriate for Congress Street. I'm going to give it that. And it is at least in my top 3 of best beers I've ever had in my life. This is an amazing brew. And if I were not so nervous, I would try to do beer trades with people and send some Trillium your way. However, Massachusetts don't want you to do that, and I just don't want to lose out on money shipping it and it gets confiscated or something. Probably that wouldn't happen, me getting in trouble, but I just don't want to risk it. So yeah, 95 out of 100. This is amazingly, ridiculously good. Now, before I sign off here, if you guys can't get things like Treehouse and Trillium in your area, but you have access to the Toppling Goliath Brewing Company out of Iowa, a lot of stores across America are selling them. And if you can get access to Liquid Arts from Ontario, Canada, Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, their IPAs are very, very similar to what's going on here live in New England. So, yeah, 95. This is fucking amazing. And I'm going to just chill and relax. So, until next time, keep tasting those great beers. Cheers. I will see you soon.